What's happened?
Change, my dear. And it seems not a moment too soon.
I know I'm late on this topic, but screw it, I'm making a video anyway. So, the 13th Doctor is a woman. Put down your pitchforks, both of you lot. Now, I'm going to give my opinion, and I don't expect you to agree with me. I'm just going to, you know what, screw it, these people are just going to dislike the video anyway. Ever since the reveal of Jodie Whittaker as a female Doctor, the internet has exploded. Which is odd, because I remember the internet exploding over something similar just last year. Anyway, the internet has exploded over the decision. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people are staying optimistic. Even people who don't watch the show are getting into the argument. But you all know this, so what are my thoughts on it? Well, I'm in the middle. I'm staying optimistic before I judge this new Doctor as a character. However, I am not a huge fan of the idea. Take your hands off the keyboards. Now, I'm going to go over the reasons why I think this, and hopefully we can all be adults and not get angry. Okay, let's start out with the obvious point of my opinion, and the one directed at all the people who are uncontrollably angry. The episodes aren't even out yet. We haven't seen Jodie Whittaker in character as the Doctor yet. Let's wait and see how the new episodes are before we judge her acting and representation of the character. Who knows? She may be the best thing that's ever happened to the show, or she could be the worst thing in the entire show's history. Either way, we won't know until sometime in 2018. We'll also have to wait until then to see whether Chibnall's writing for her and the show is any good. So in the meantime, stay calm. Remember the rage over Matt Smith? He turned out to be fantastic, and the best Doctor in New Who in my opinion. Capaldi was the same, and he also turned out to be really good, and another one of my favourite Doctors. Just chill out for the meantime. Now we get into the reasons why I'm not a huge fan of this. Now, one of which is that this has never happened in the show's history and is a big change to take in. Now, as people might know, the show's been going on for almost 54 years. Technically 40 years, but the point is that it's existed for 54 years. And this has never happened before. Now, the idea has been thrown around for a good while and it's been addressed before, with it being mentioned and shown with some other Time Lord characters, but it's never happened to the Doctor until now. Such a huge change is a very big step for the show, and it might be a bit too different, especially when you take in the fact that the Doctor is now commonly seen and associated with being male, which leads me into my final point. So here is my biggest problem with the idea of the female Doctor, and I have a perfect example to go along with it. As I said before, after being played by males for over 50 years, the Doctor is now associated with being male, which may make this new Doctor seem too different and possibly not much like the Doctor. A good example of this for me was Missy. Although I loved the character of Missy, and Michelle Gomez was excellent in the role, I often found myself forgetting this was supposed to be the Master. Now, as Billy from 5 Who fans said, this was partially due to the fact that no one called her the Master anymore.
But isn't Missy great though? I love Missy, she's a great character. I just don't really think of her as the Master. Maybe that's just because no one calls her the Master anymore.
But I also feel that this is due to the fact that up until this point, the Master had been male in every appearance, meaning it was hard to remember that this female character was previously a male character. And the Master is only a supporting character who doesn't appear often in the series. The Doctor is a main character, which means this problem will be amplified greatly. Now, this may not be the case, as she will still be called the Doctor and not an alternative name like Missy was, but still a daunting possibility. So, those are my thoughts on the topic. What do you think? Agree with me? Disagree with me? Let me know. But please, just be civil. Don't get all high and mighty and start throwing insults at people. You'll just make yourself look like a fool. And remember, sniping is a good job, mate.